only just Brian Daigle we're bringing on. This is Mr. Employed. Mr. Employed Brian Daigle. How are we doing?
We are good, brothers. I hope you are both okay. I hope everyone in the chat is okay.
What time is it over there?
It is now 11:05. I'm going to be chatting with you, having some breakfast, then going to sleep because I start work my shift is 11:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. my time, which is 4:30 in the morning in the morning your time to 12:30.
So have you just pulled you've just done an all-nighter just now? You just coming back from work?
No. Start Monday to Friday. So today's day one.
I see. I'll say you look awfully fresh for someone that's pulled an all-nighter.
No, mate. I've had today to relax. I've got my sleep. Hopefully this sorts out my insomnia. I'll be taking sleeping pills at 1 in the afternoon to get a good afternoon sleep before I start work in the evening. It's going to be a huge adjustment, but yes, employed at long bloody last.
Do you always work in your We Are Tottenham TV shirt?
No, mate, I have to tell you, this has now become my pyjama shirt because I put on a bit of timber and it can't be worn outdoors anymore, so I'm going to need to buy some more to advertise the great channel. But yeah, this has now been relegated to nightwear T-shirts.
Oh, lovely. Daigle, how does it feel to support the club, the one and only club that has European trophies in North London?
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? It is wonderful. Look, they lost. They still haven't won a European trophy of relevance, and enough. I thought it was very, very funny yesterday seeing the guy that literally said "Champions of Europe, we know what we are" live on Sky News. I'm sure he's taking a day off sick today. But yeah, it is what it is. They're champions of the league. They didn't win in Europe. Europe is always going to retain being a Tottenham thing, a North London thing in white, and we move on from there.
Yeah, the thing for me is, like, as much as however hard it is to see them win the league, we've seen them win the league. We've seen them win the league before, so it's nothing new. If they would have won the Champions League, that would have killed me, man. That would have really killed me. I would have
been very thankful that I live in Toronto.
Yeah.
If they'd won the Champions League, it would have been. They were coming out of everywhere, weren't they? They were. I mean, the amount of Arsenal shirts I've seen in Toronto all of a sudden has been quite a revelation. That all of a sudden they're coming out of the woodwork. But it is what it is, and now the season's over, and now we look forward to the World Cup. And do you know what? One thing. The great thing about my graveyard shift is I will see all of the World Cup. If I'd been doing 9 to 6 or something, I'd have missed the entire World Cup, which would have been a big problem. But I get to watch it all.
You excited?
Oh, very, 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 very. Always. Look, I was around for Euro 96. I went to a few of the games. Didn't see the last Euros because of COVID in England. But always, your dream is always to be in a World Cup host nation or a World Cup host city. Never in my lifetime did I think it would be Toronto, Canada, but it is what it is, so I'm going to lap it up big time.
Brian, back to Spurs. The summer is fully underway at the moment.
Two here we goes before June even hit.
2 signings, potentially Robertson and Senesi through the door. A lot of names that we're being linked with at the moment are names that we've previously been linked with. It leaves a lot of questions for a lot of people. Are these club signings, is this club recruitment, or is De Zerbi asking for these players himself? And is he just asking for players who were previously linked with? Like, what's your take on all of that?
Well, first of all, I think all of our time machines are working. We've all got our own DeLoreans and we can just jump back in time. The Hayden Hackney one for me today is, oh my God, here we go again. Here we go. It literally, we can take Fabrizio Romano's thing and just add the word again. And then that's Tottenham. We can't get trademarked by Fabrizio for that. It does make me laugh. It does make me laugh. We need to go for a big midfielder. We're going to do this, and then the Hayden Hackney reports come out. What I will say, I'm very much with Ben on Andy Robertson. I said that when I was back in England in January when we were discussing it. But now with Paulinho going, or not coming by the looks of it, and in wanting those kind of men that have got the experience, got the mentality, got those kind of attributes, it could be more of an important signing with the loss of Paulinho, who I would have loved at the football club. Again, agree with you both. I think Senesi is a great bit of business. If he wasn't on a free, you're looking at a 40, 50 million pound player. and Spurs have done their due diligence. And like you said, for once we've got two very capable left centre backs, and hopefully rotation and whatever can be used. So I'm fine with that. But I've said it since the beginning of the window. If we don't sign a top quality left winger and a top quality striker, no matter what we do, the window is a busted flush again. In my opinion.
Is that the priorities for you? What is it? Striker and
100%. Striker and a left winger. If you look at it, we need a left winger and we need it desperately. We saw going into this season when we didn't get one in summer. Then we were left with no wingers in January. I think left winger is the most vital position to fill, only because we haven't got a quality one at the football club. Yes, we need strikers, 100%. But how many times have we got into seasons where we're missing a very, very big player in a very, very key position? And I don't know, I missed the update. I came in when you're going through that great loan history that we've had. By the way, Stefan Dalmat, I absolutely love that man. I love Stefan Dalmat. But I don't know if you mentioned him, but the left winger I would go for, and a lot of people will probably say no to that, I would do everything to get Marcus Rashford. Everything.
Yeah, I said that as well. Because he provides you a guarantee of goal contributions, Premier League ready, did well at Barcelona last year. I agree.
Exceptionally. You look at it, we keep saying we want experienced players, we need players of quality that have done it in the Premier League. Yes, the wages are going to be a massive stumbling block. A massive stumbling block. When we've spoken about it, or I've seen people speak about it, they've gone on about his attitude, which came into question at Manchester United, but he went to Barcelona. He went to Aston Villa and did extremely well. He went to Barcelona and did extremely well. So maybe it's just him at Manchester United. But if you want guaranteed goals, guaranteed knowing the Premier League, deadly at set pieces, I think the only thing that will do it is whether he'll want to drop that low without Europe, and of course the big thing, wages. But I would move heaven and earth to get Marcus Rashford. If this club want to turn around and say, right, we're spending the money, we're going to get the wages, I don't think you can look better at Marcus Rashford. For Premier League ready, for all, I think he ticks every single box.
Well, Vina said we're going to be more competitive wage demands to be back where we want to be. That's what he said in his latest interview. We're going to increase they're essentially saying we're going to increase the wage budget to be more competitive. So maybe there's going to be a lot of movement there, because right now it's still pretty much capped at 200 grand a week, isn't it? Which sounds
like probably going up to 201 grand a week. like the Suarez and Wenger, 49 million and a pound.
Well, Brian, 201 is more competitive than 200, isn't it?
Yes, okay, yes. You are factually correct. Simbro, you are factually correct. But if Spurs,
that's like Arsenal trying to beat the release clause for Luis Suarez.
Exactly. But if Spurs are going to make people, or if the Lewis family and Spurs are going to make people think, yeah, we've heard this before, blah, blah, season ticket renewal, okay, we're going to make a stand and actually a statement signing, actually being a statement signing, I think Marcus Rashford would be incredible for us.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And then you say Rashford and Kudus.
I'll take Rashford. I'll definitely take Rashford.
I think he's a no-brainer. But the only problem is, would he come? Would he come?
I think Rashford would come. I think he would come to Spurs. I think if Barca don't want him, Man United don't want him, chance to remain in the Premier League on a permanent basis under an attacking manager who can maybe get the best out of him. I don't think anyone in the top six is going to go for him, in my opinion. So I think there's a chance he would come.
Exactly, and under De Zerbi attacking football, I can't. I think there's a lot of things.
I think he would love the London life. Hopefully not too much. But
yeah, but do you know what?
I don't know if that's a good thing. If he'll love the London life.
He did like the odd party or flying over to America for a basketball match, didn't he? But like I said, there's definitely something going wrong at Manchester United with him. I mean, we don't even know what Carrick will think of him.
True.
Carrick could turn around and say, do you know what, like he did with Kobe Mainu, who was like thrown out to the Wolves. So you never know. But I think when we're talking left wingers and what we need, I think Marcus Rashford is like there are so many boxes he ticks that he would be that. I mean, that would be a statement, wouldn't it? If Spurs landed him, it'd be like, okay, you've landed a big player that's going to be on big wages. That's a sign of something. Whether they continue to do so is another.
So a lot of people in the comments getting a bit worried that we haven't announced players yet because they're thinking Iraola going from Bournemouth to Liverpool. Could that affect the Senesi?
Well, today was the earliest that we could have announced him, I think, because the transfer window officially opens today, doesn't it?
I guess we could have announced him because Gordon got announced, didn't he?
Have they completely announced Gordon?
They announced it.
Oh,
they announced it. He did a
Yeah, but is it
representation.
different for European sim?
It might be. But a lot of people saying Konate just announced he's leaving Liverpool. Iraola just
Yeah, but
going there.
Senesi announced that he's leaving Bournemouth too.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying he hasn't announced he's coming to Tottenham.
No.
I think they're both done, Sim. I think they're both done, but us Spurs fans being
Iraola coming
worried.
to Liverpool, they need a centre back.
No,
Could that
honestly,
be a last minute swoop?
You could see that dreaded word hijack coming in, but I think these are a lot further down the line. They just haven't declared it. In all honesty, I
The
think
transfer
these two
window's
go
not
through.
even open. People are saying it's the 15th that it opens.
There you go. So I think it's all as good as done. Obviously, you got to remember as well.
Brian, I agree with you. I think it's all as good as done, but a word from Iraola in Senesi's ear saying, look, come Liverpool.
Yeah, but you know what?
I'll have
Sim,
you
you say
starting
that.
next to Van Dijk.
Sim, you say
Last
that.
minute hijack.
Sam, wipe that hijack smile off your face. We got too many PTSDs here.
Yeah, but would Iraola also announced he's leaving Bournemouth before? And obviously, there would have been. I'm sure people would have been in contact with Liverpool saying this could be. I think it's all.
I see what you mean. Yeah, maybe.
So I think he would have known he was off, and Iraola would have known he was walking into another job.
Yeah, but
He may have
at that
said-
time, Konate was likely to stay, and now Konate's announced he's leaving.
Yeah, look, isn't it, mate? I'm the one trying to be positive here, and Sim, you're the one trying to be negative.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out
Brian, that's nothing new. That's happened all season, mate.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw when you were reviewing the comments. Like I said, being employed has put a massive weight on my chest. I'm going to be sprinkles and light now.
Talk to me, Daigle, about Savinho. Do you want to see Savinho at the club?
Savinho, I'm just very. When we were talking about on Tottenham Tour earlier, let's just say it was between him and Rashford. I'd rather pay the money and the wages on someone that's guaranteed and has done it in the Premier League, compared to someone that may have the potential to reach. I think potentially he could be a star, but how many times have we signed potential and hope that it flourishes into something, and very rarely does it? Let's just say if Tell wasn't there, or if we sold Tell, Rashford and Savinho as a left wing combo. Now you're talking. If we're bringing Savinho, I don't want him to be the number one winger because he's got a lot to prove. So I'm not opposed to him coming in, but he's got a lot of question marks. When I say that Rashford ticks a lot of boxes, how many boxes would you say Savinho ticks? Potential.
Dribbling, creativity.
Yeah, but has he really
pace.
done that? Has he really shown with, what is it, 2 goals and how many assists he got in 2 years? I know he's only come on in bits and parts and hardly started.
I think 2 goals and 9 assists.
In 2 years, okay. So obviously the assists are a little bit better, but a majority of them for a quality striker like Haaland. If we get a quality striker in, then who knows? But like we said, left for me, the positions to go for now is left winger, striker, and number 6 are the 3 main priorities for me with the news of Paulinho.
So do you want to see Solanke stay, or because we've been talking about Solanke and Richarlison looking like the one that could potentially go, but do you think we should be listening to offers for Solanke as well?
The way I've looked at this is when we actually signed Solanke, to start off with, I was like, what we're talking about, what the hell are we doing? Then you looked at his things like his press, his work rate for the team and everything. And then the most important thing that I took from the stats I saw from him, that season in Bournemouth, he had the most headed goals in the Premier League that season, which is obviously a massive attribute. And then Spurs being Spurs, sign a player who's brilliant in the air, then don't sign any wingers to give him the service. So injuries have been a massive issue. Richie's going to be the easy one to get rid of. If we signed a quality striker, if we push the boat out for one massive quality striker, then if Solanke stays, if we get quality wingers, then maybe he can do a job. But I would rather sign a top drawer striker and then maybe just for example, a Troy Parra or something, someone that, and I'm not saying go get Troy Parra, but I'd rather go sign a quality top draw striker and an understudy rather than have Solanke and Ritchie there. But I don't think we can get Solanke out the door. But if we could, I'd do it in an instant.
Could Lancashire be that understudy?
Joe, obviously I don't know if you saw those videos when he's already back in the training ground. And
I saw it.
Mate,
Yeah.
that guy has been at the gym. He's hulked up. He's Gareth Bale. He has hulked up. I think what he achieved in the Championship was exceptional. I think what he did, when you look at it, what was it 13, 14 goals in the Championship? When you're in a relegation threatened team or a relegated team, we know chances are at a premium. And he got a great return. And I really do think there's a striker there. Do I think it's too soon for him to say, right, you're our number 2? Maybe. But I will say with Will Lancashire, I certainly see a player there. I certainly see a player there. And I think
we'll do what we did with Kane, have him his third choice behind 2 senior ones and hope he breaks through.
Yeah, mate, even if we sign, let's just say we signed a
Kane
top draw
did have the Europa League, though.
Yeah.
True, but if we sign Carabao Cup, you could say, for example, Ben, but if we sign, let's just say, I'm just going to say, let's say we sign a Garassi, not that I think we have any chance, and then a Troy Parra as a number 2 in Lancashire, I'd be fine with that, but we need a top draw, lethal goal scorer because we simply haven't got it.
Now you're here, Brian, I do need to bring up the question. What is going on with your boy, Alfie Devine?
Mate, listen, I'm really going to bring this up. Honestly, I'll tell you what, honestly, on Friday, which was my first day at work, we're not meant to have our phones in the office, but we're allowed for the first day because we have to do bank details and get all our government stuff off our phones. And I had my phone just down on the table and I had it on vibrate. When Chris Cowling broke that news, my phone vibrated off the desk. So I was like, oh God, what the hell's gone on? And then I saw the Divine. Listen, I'm not ready for my heartbreak. I'm not ready for the heartbreak, but I'm preparing for it because I think he's gone this week or next week. I hope he goes to Preston. From what I've heard, Preston prepared to make him one of the highest players in the Championship, as well as Preston's record. And
have they been taken over then? Have they been taken over?
They're on the verge. They're on the cusp. They are literally, and they are doing what they can. I will say, Land, you absolute buffoon, put in the buyback clause or the option to buy at 4.5 million. He'll be back.
Alistair Gold saying it's 6 million.
Okay, so 6 million. All right, that's slightly better. He'll be back within 3 years in the Premier League, hopefully because we've used the buyback clause or the sell-on fee and just taking it off. And there's only one man that can save my Alfie Devine heartbreak, and I'm ready to get heartbroken again, and his name is MGW. I'm prepared for double heart, mate. My heart is going to be broken. The only man that can replace it is MGW. I'm ready for my heart to be smashed into smithereens this summer. Smithereens. But
would you trust a Here We Go to Gibbs White this summer?
No. Like I said, Ornstein, I don't. The Here We Goes, yeah. When it comes to Morgan Gibbs White, I'm prepared for the Here We Go again. I won't listen to the Here We Go. I don't think it's going to happen. Like you said, Sim, when I was watching your update that you may have done yesterday when Gibbs White came up, and it was like Marinakis will literally do it. We'll sell to whatever. The only way I think it happens, the only way is if MGW literally said, right, I have transfer request and submitted it, then, but it's my pipe dream. It's my pipe dream. It's the one signing I'm going to pray to God that we can get done, but I can't see it happening in a million years. But he is the player that will mend my broken Alfie Devine heart.
Well, if we do sign a Morgan Gibbs White, then maybe one of our midfielders that, who will be the fall guy there? And what do we do with like Bergvall and Gray next season?
Well, Bissouma is obviously, you'd think he's out the door, so that's one gun, but you can't really count him as first teamer, really, can you? Mate, do you know what? There's been so much talk. I've kind of tried to stay away from Archie Gray and Bergvall talk, because as soon as you do, World War III erupts in chats. It's like literally...
Don't touch our Gray and Bergvall, Ryan. Don't touch him.
Mate, do you know what? and I'm not joking, I would actually be prepared to see Bergvall go out on loan. I really would, because obviously he's getting injured a bit. We don't know where he's going to be playing. If you look at his actual what he's bringing to the game, don't get me wrong, I think there's a real player there.
Get him, chat. Get him.
That's just my.
They're coming for you, Daigle. They're coming for you.
But this is the thing. If you look at it, this is why I don't want. It's Armageddon and World War III if you mention these two players, because if we want to go on and we've had two 17th position finishes, we need better, and we can't just keep chucking these youngsters in. Go and sort this out.
Daigle, there is a suggestion that if Bergvall and Gray stay one more year, then they become club trained.
So it's what this is the problem.
And if we get into Europe next season, which we're hoping to, then that's obviously going to be a massive help to us.
It is, but also if you send one of them out on loan, and I've said Bergvall, I'm sorry for all the Bergvall. Like I said, I think he's to be a terrific player. I think a loan is going to be brilliant for his development. I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant for his development, and Spurs get a better player in return with him playing regular football. I don't want to sell him. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't sell him. But if we want to get away from these 17th place positions, we've got to stop going. Oh, these youngsters will get us out, but because they haven't. They haven't. We need quality in.
Yeah. What do you think our ambition is for next season with De Zerbi 1 game a week?
Well, I'm going to tell you now. Like when you do your, I'm going to tell you right here, right now. My estimate is get back in the top 8 and win the FA Cup.
I don't think you've ever started a season since I've known you and said FA Cup.
With the FA Cup. Yeah, the FA Cup is the be all and end all to me. But I'm not going to be a fan that if we have a good window, all of a sudden say, right, we're going to be in the top 4 or challenging for the top 4. Because all the teams around, all the big clubs up there will be strengthening their squad and spending a lot of money doing it. We've got to be realistic now. After two 17th placed positions, just get back in the top 10. Yeah, just don't have a relegation. Just get to the top 8.
You also got to look at it in a sense that a lot of teams are going to be going through transition next year. Chelsea bring in a new manager. Liverpool bring in a new manager. Manchester United obviously got Carrick, so that's not a new thing there that can carry on. You've got Man City bringing in a new manager. You've got teams as well like Bournemouth and Sunderland that are going to have European football that are not used to it. So are you going to see a downturn in form from them? Brighton as well. So I think there's going to be opportunities next year. I think it's going to be a very tight league again. And I think with Tottenham, we've got kind of De Zerbi. He knows what he wants from the 7 games he's been here. He knows who he can trust, who he can't trust, and hopefully some new signings in. I think Spurs can do something next season.
You look at United, you get the signings right, you get the things right this season, no Europe. You're going to go on a little run, and there you go. You're on 3rd.
Ding, 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 ding. Simeon's won. That's the issue. Bournemouth, we know, will get recruitment right. They do it for whatever manager. You've got teams that will spend, fix the issues, back their managers, and do bits. And we've just got to hope.
Those teams like Bournemouth and Brighton are both in Europe next season, which they're not used to.
And they'll attack the market.
Sunderland
and
as
get
well.
The right players in.
I think Sunderland would have dropped off anyway, in my opinion. But they're in Europe.
That's why I'm saying 8th, because
could Sunderland be a candidate for relegation next year whilst they're in Europe?
Yeah, but Sunderland also spent money on 15 players coming up into the Premier League. Now they've got Europe, they'll go again. And they made some incredible. Look at the signing of Saka. You've got to say Saka, pound for pound, was probably one of the best signings of the season for what he's brought to Sunderland.
Xhaka.
With leadership, mentality, and everything he brought to Sunderland. Forget the ex-Arsenal, the ex-Filth roots. Pound for pound, what he was brought in to do, he exceeded expectations big time. It's will Spurs get recruitment right?
Yeah.
And
that's what it always
have
comes
to
down
wait
to
and
at
see.
the end of the day.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, I've said as well, I was having this chat before, I'd rather Spurs go big outfield players. I've got complete faith and trust in Kinski. I'd rather sort out the left wing, right striker, number 6, hopefully, let's just say Gibbs White, just to add another player in, and give Kinski a season and then scout a proper goalkeeper if it's not working for the year, rather than go have to waste, or not waste, but 40, 50 million. If an exceptional goalkeeper becomes available, then you take that option. But I think there's so much to fix outfield that Watkinski has shown in those last few games. I've got absolutely no drama with him starting as our number one next season, none whatsoever.
Brian, we've since the seasons. I mean, it'd be remiss to have you on and not talk about the ownership. Since the seasons ended, we've had statements from Charrington, from two from Vinay. We've had statements from the Lewis family. A lot of PR overdrive going on at the football club at the moment, with season tickets renewals up for grabs at the moment. They're trying to put the message out there. There is going to be a change. It is going to be different. This is all Levy's fault. It was embarrassing what happened this season. It won't happen again. What did you make of all the statements they were making?
So first of all, season ticket renewals is always the key indicator, isn't it? Let's see next week what the wording and everything coming out of the club is. The statements are copy and paste bullshit from previous years. Just mix and match and put it all together. The one thing I will say, and everyone will know this, I'm not Daniel Levy's biggest fan. Never have been, never will be.
Is that right? I never knew that.
Apparently, I don't know if people crack my code or could decipher everything. But I think what they have done in trying to throw everything this season at Levy is just childish, pathetic, and shows how weak, spineless, and toothless they are. Yes, a lot of the reason why we were 17 was his signings, his micromanaging, his whatever. But don't make it out, Enoch and the Lewis kids, that you haven't been in the background for 25 years. You had the option to make changes whenever you wanted, and you chose not to. Joe, you chose to be in the Bahamas on your boat and not knowing what day of the week it is or who we're playing. Vinay and Land are just sorry excuses for what they do. And even I will come out and say yes, Levy has got a lot of blame. And I will never shy from throwing at him. But for this season, the only part Levy's got to do with is his bad decisions, recruitment-wise, and trusting people. But Enoch could have made these changes on the Lewis kids all season when things were going wrong. They could have done it in January. They could have, all our big players are coming, but you didn't want to panic buy, and the one time a panic buy, and you want to try and blame that on Levy. Sorry, that don't wash. It's pathetic, and just shows them for the charlatans that they are. And I don't believe a single.
Do you think we would have been in a relegation battle if Levy stayed on?
I've said before, if Daniel Levy had been here this season, the only thing he would have rightfully done is sack Thomas Frank earlier. That's it. If you want to go back in the January signings and what we've done in the January window over the last 11 years with Levy, you'll clearly see that he wouldn't have backed and spent money.
We got Kulusevski and Bentancur 1 January.
Yeah, we also signed Shiloh Tracy from Eversfleet Town. We also signed Dan Juma. We also signed Werner. You could go through that. We had multiple Januaries
we might
without
have got an extra
signing
loan signing if Levy was still there.
I reckon if Levy was here, maybe we would have even got Ademola Lookman. Like, these guys didn't even bring in Ademola Lookman.
Maybe, but but what I will say, or the only thing I will say is Levy would have sacked, without a question of doubt, Daniel Levy would have sacked Frank earlier. That I will definitely agree with, and that would have been completely the right decision. I'd have actually come on here and said, well done, Levy, you got a decision right. And for me to say that takes a lot to say. But that's the only difference I think he would have made. That's it.
Yeah, I always say that I think the season would have ended better if we had Daniel leaving. I don't think we would have ended up in the mess that we ended up later on in the season. But the reason we were put in this mess was because of Daniel Levy as well. So it's just like...
Yeah, but you look at it,
Ben,
Ben,
we still would have been in a battle, to be honest. But I don't think it would have gone to the last day.
I think it would have been... You look at it the season before with Ange, when we had injuries galore, and in the Europa League. We brought Danso and Tell in, and obviously all hail Kevin Danso. But
so you like that signing then?
Oh mate, you forgot him. He goes into excellent signing. Mate, someone's actually ordered me the new home shirt from one of these places as
I hope you got it from OK Jersey, mate.
No, a friend of mine, someone that comes into your chat, Steve Thompson.
He better have got it from OK Jersey.
just ordered you a gift, and literally he's got me the home shirt with 4 Danso on the back.
Oh, lovely.
So it's on the way. So mate, my love for Kevin Danso. But yeah, you look at it like we were saying, when we were 17th and going for the Europa League, he didn't help Ange.
Yeah, true.
So you look at it, but like I said, going back to what the board have said, it's the same crap every single year.
Yeah.
And saying, yeah, we've noticed the problems are a lot deeper.
The Lewis family said at the end of their statement, actions speak louder than words. So they're saying they're going to take action.
Yeah, but, well, like I said, when their lips move, they're lying. And when they write a statement, they're lying even more. So that's because they haven't got the balls to go on TV and do it. Look, like I said, could this season be different? Yes, it could. Am I going to base this on 25 years of hard evidence? Yes, I am, and I don't believe a word they say. Not a single word.
Right.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you, mate.
Exactly.
This time, well, in August the 1st, do you think Lange will still be in a job?
I pray to God not. I pray to, honestly, I want him. If I had the choice, Vinay or Lange, I'll be Vinay immediately. Sorry, Lange.
Yeah.
Immediately. Lange immediately. Obviously, I've got a very big soft spot for Dougie Freeman. I have a massive soft spot for him because I'm a Barnet fan. Before I was allowed to go to Tottenham with my mates and travel up, Underhill was my home, and I've got a very soft spot for Barnet, and Dougie Freeman is a legend there. What he did at Palace, but there's the conversation with Dougie. If we're bringing a director of football in, are we bringing him in to unearth gems or sign quality? And obviously we know Dougie can do the first part. He's never been in a position to sign the big players. Mm-hmm. Do I think he could do it? Yeah, I think he could. But obviously then you've got the Campos and all those that you know can do it. But I would have Dougie Freeman at this football club tomorrow if I could. But if you can get someone like a Campos, obviously he's the one that I think we should have got him instead of Paratici.
He's in a very cushy job right now at PSG.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You can see what he's doing over there.
Exactly. But that's the thing. I mean, there's loads of people being named, but I don't want that German. What's it? Kerl?
Yeah, Sebastian Kerl. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have Dougie Freeman in immediately. Someone that knows the league, that knows what it is. So I would love to see Dougie Freeman, but I will hope you two. If we had to get rid of one, Lange or Vinay, who are you getting rid of?
Lange for me.
Yeah, Lange.
Yeah. So then we see, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens this summer. Is it the summer of change or the summer of blah blah blah? Unfortunately, I'm going the latter.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with you there.
But they're the ones, like Sim said, they signed off action speaks louder than words. Well, let's see some action.
Let's see the action, Brian. Let's see it. But Brian, always a pleasure to speak to you, my friend.
Always a pleasure, guys. Always great to be on. If, like I said, this kind of time I'll just be coming in from work, so I'll be awake, probably out of it a bit. So we'll see if I can come on. But guys, love you both dearly, as you know. Big up to Sammy and everyone in the chat. Have a wonderful day.
Big up, Brian. Speak to you in a bit.
Later.